views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
And good morning, everybody, and welcome. Here we go. It seems like another one, the one and only show that opens up the Bronx and the world to you. I'm your host, the Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WVLS. We've got a fantastic show lined up for you today. Coming up on today's show, we'll take a look at an organization working to prevent suicide and what they have coming up. And then plus, we'll preview a walk to showcase the High Bridge and its rich history right here in our city. And then we'll learn about what one group is doing with a goal to take back our area. And then after that, we'll check out a club designed to bring a positive impact and inspire our youth. Then later on, we'll find out about a celebration of Ghana taking place right in NYC. Hey, we're open. Stay tuned. We got it all going on for you right here. I'm your host. Hello, I'm Dr. Bob Lee, and you're watching Open, the only live interactive program that brings the Bronx and New York City straight to your TV set. Stay connected to us through social media at BronxNet TV. Leading things off, here we go. On October the 14th, the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, they're going to be holding their fight. It's a walk to fight suicide and raise mental health awareness in the Bronx. And joining us with a preview, we have the board chair of the NYC chapter, Dion Monsanto. We welcome you to the show.
Thank you.
Dion Monsanto is in the house. Now, tell us about how did you get involved in this?
Briefly, June 29th, 2011, I lost my daughter to suicide. She was 15 years old, and she lived and died with suicide. So we did our first walk in 2009 when she was alive.
Yeah.
After her first attempt.
Any indication that there was a problem or something going on?
There was.
Because sometimes there's some signs and sometimes you can't see any signs.
And that's very true. We said sometimes it's hard. There's lots of warning signs. And we did have a lot of signs. She was in therapy. She was on medication. But sometimes even with all that, you know, on that particular day for her, the trigger was just a breakup. It's something she'd been thinking about, something she'd been trying. We got her to live a few years longer than her first attempt. But there are lots of different signs. They talk, there's mood. If you see someone not doing something they love, someone eating too much, sleeping too much, sleeping too little, you know, just a big change in the personality. Those are some of the signs.
Was there any bullying involved in school or anything?
She had bullying. I also had identified as being bi. There was a big bullying incident at her high school. We had to change her phone number, keep her home from school some days, and lots of the national things that are happening that don't keep our kids safe, subtle aspects.
So based on this and other things that you've seen around you, you started this organization?
I didn't start this one. There's
you got
another
involved.
organization. I got involved.
Yeah.
Yes, I did get involved, and I grew from being a volunteer to being the board chair for the New York City chapter. Really glad to be here. So I live in Manhattan. I was raised in the Bronx, and making sure that we, you know, just not Bronx residents and New York residents, but people of color know that it impacts our community, because sometimes feel like it's not something that's in our community. So I like being the spokesperson, so they see it's not just them, it's us, it's everyone.
Is this really, really big in our community?
I looked for stats based on ethnicity, and I couldn't find them. Most of our statistics are based on age. And within my daughter's range for that year when she died, it was the third leading cause of death for ages 14 to 24. And it's gone to second leading cause of death for college students, and that's important since we're at Lehman College. But so many different things. So within America in general, it's the 10th leading cause of death for the country.
Yeah. Tell us about what the organization is doing, some of the
Excellent point.
services you provide.
One of the things I brought with me, and I can leave some, but we have lots of educational programs. So one is called More Than Sad. Another one is called Talk Saves Lives. So various folks in the organization and in the community are trained in these things and go out into the community, church, work, office, school, and can present and make sure people are aware. There are films, there are little handouts. Like when we speak, we partner with the police department, so when we speak there, we have these little handouts called Talk Saves Lives. And in them, just what you asked about, they talk about those things, some of the health factors, environmental factors, historical factors, what you can do, talking to someone, noticing their behaviors and their moods, and really importantly, supporting advocacy, because money makes a big difference in where you are with this. Hence the walk and advocating nationally to make sure there are more funds to increase awareness and research. Because for 30 years now, we've been the leading national not-for-profit organization that's been funding, I wrote it down, preventing suicide through research, education, and advocacy to reach out to people that have mental health disorders and are impacted by suicide.
Any good news stories where, people have come out of it, they wanted to do that?
We
They wanted to end
actually,
their lives, and now they're working with your organization, helping
Several.
others to prevent suicide.
I cannot think of her name. I think it's Taryn. I think she's in California, and she's in one of the films we've done, because we have a section called people with lived experience to what
Yeah.
you're saying. You've had an attempt, and thankfully you lived, and now you're working to make
Help
sure other
others.
people live. So we
Yeah.
have a few people nationally in different chapters that are doing that. A lot of us
deep.
are survivors of loss, and a lot of people survived their attempts and made it a way of living and being to help others.
Help others get what they need out of life, and find those things that are triggers.
Yeah, and
to
make
a
sure other
suicide.
people are aware, because I think as a parent, we're often told, oh, it's a teenager, oh, they're moody, oh, they'll grow out of it. But you have to pay attention to all of those little things, because it's very difficult when it doesn't work and you find out it wasn't them just being a teenager.
Well, what you know now, would you have done things differently back then? What are some of those things that you think you would have changed?
That's a hard one.
Yeah, I know.
Because I work to make sure that I don't feel guilty, and knowing that with the information I had then, I did everything I could. But I literally had this conversation with someone like a week or two ago, and it's just like even getting a pet. Like a lot of people have a reason for living because they have a pet. Partner of mine started an organization in my daughter's name, and she has bipolar 2 disorder, and she often says that having her daughter, now I wouldn't recommend my 15-year-old child have a child, but for someone older, her son is the reason she lives. And my daughter loved helping other people, tutoring. I always had her in volunteer projects, and really more of that. And never resting.
Yeah.
It's hard always being vigilant. It's almost like I'm a soldier, and with her death, it's the PTSD, because that day I was overly confident that I was fine, because she had a volunteer activity planned the next day. She was seeing a friend that day. So I was like, and we were going to see Cirque du Soleil. So I'm like, I'm great. For the next 3 days,
Yeah.
she's got something to look forward to. But something just threw her off
That's a
that
fight,
day, and I
yeah.
wasn't home. So it was a tough, tough fight, and she really tried hard every day.
What would you tell others who are contemplating suicide?
It gets better. It gets better. There's a reason
I'm
to
going to give
live.
you a camera, and I want you to reach out to the people.
Okay.
Maybe you have somebody in our audience who's contemplating that route. Maybe you can reach out to them. Take this camera right here.
You are here for a purpose. So if there's anyone possibly considering ending their life, I can't tell you when, I can't tell you how, I can't tell you who, but I can absolutely say with time and effort, there's help, there's support, there are lines, and your life is valued and important. Even if you can't see it right now, the world exists as it is right now because you're here. Share your story, let other people know. Talk itself saves lives. So talking to someone may let them know what you're going through, and they'll help you get the resources that you need. We need you here to make a difference in this world.
Yes. And give us some information where we can reach you.
Okay, for me, we have our website. So there's the New York City chapter, so afsp.org, and you look up Dion Monsanto. So I'll give you my direct email address is Dion, DIONNE, AFSPNYC @gmail.com. I respond to my emails in less than 24 hours.
And thank you for all the wonderful work that you're doing in the community to
Yes.
let people know that, you know, there's another way.
Yeah, October
You're helping
14th, I need all the Bronx folks to come walk with us there.
There you go. All right, and they can go to that website to check out, get
Yes,
the rest of the information.
afsp.org.
All right, Board President, American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, Dion Monsanto. Let's give her a big round of applause, everybody. There you go.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you,
thank
Bob.
you so much. We have to take a quick break right here, but we'll be right back with more information next.
And I can't change, even if I tried, even if I wanted to. My love, my love, my love, she keeps me warm. 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 She keeps me warm.
We are neighbors and best friends.
I love my sister.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
Our family is no less than any other family.
Love is kind. Love is patient.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Searching for help with Dachshund Reading.
No.
Let me try. Sarah's bright, but when she's reading, she has trouble sounding out words.
Playing world music.
What?
I give up.
Wait, I was trying to show you how Sarah feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
Hey, I'm Darren Jaime. I'm the host of Wednesdays Open right here on BronxNet Television, Channel 67, and also on Verizon Files, Channel 33. Want to invite you every Wednesday. You get an opportunity to see what's going on in the world of news, current events, debates, public information. That's what happens here on Open every Wednesday. So we invite you to join us right here on BronxNet Television.
And welcome back. Hey, you know, on July the 20th, NYC H2O, they're going to be holding a High Bridge walking tour. And joining us with all the details, we have director and founder Matt Molina. Matt, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Bob.
Wonderful discussion off camera about all the different reservoirs throughout the 5 boroughs. We might as well continue with that.
Sure. There's an old reservoir in each of the boroughs, which is good because everyone has to drink water. And NYC H2O does education about water and New York's water system and the relationship between nature and clean water. A large focus of our work is to bring students during the school day to these old reservoirs, to shore sites, and to the High Bridge to teach about the water system and how nature keeps our water clean.
Yeah, and you're doing something at the High Bridge, speaking of.
That's right. On Thursday, July 20th, we'll be having a walking tour with Brian Diffley, who's the engineer who oversaw the restoration of the High Bridge. It had been closed for 40 years, and now it's reopened to the public and is really a treasure for the city of New York.
What is the High Bridge? Where is the High Bridge, and all the above?
The High Bridge is New York City's oldest bridge. It was built in 1848 as part of the old Croton Aqueduct, the original aqueduct that...
Oh, coming down from Croton Reservoir, came down to the High Bridge area?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the High Bridge was built as part of the aqueduct to bring the water from Westchester and the Bronx into Manhattan, which was New York City.
Yeah. See, a lot of people don't know that a lot of this water comes from upstate New York.
That's
and
right.
Down into the 5 boroughs.
That's right. New York City is blessed with an incredible water system because we protect our reservoirs with a watershed with basically a nature preserve that keeps our water clean. So nature keeps our water clean. And when we bring our students to these sites, we teach them that if we take care of nature, nature takes care of us. Exactly.
Yeah. Now, there was some concern about, people pouring something in the water and poisoning New York City and all that stuff, but that can't be done because the parts of water, there's more parts water than what they can put into the water.
That's right. Our reservoirs are incredibly vast. The biggest reservoir has 140 billion gallons of water in it, and that's the Papacton Reservoir. We have 6 similar reservoirs, and even an additional 13 of them that aren't quite as big. So as you said, because our reservoirs are so big, it would be almost impossible to poison them. That being said, the New York City Department of Environmental Protection
There's always somebody watching, yeah.
Has a police force that constantly patrols all our reservoirs.
And the waterways coming all the way from upstate to into the 5 boroughs.
So the aqueducts are actually buried beneath the ground, and so they're protected. And the engineers who planned out the system recognize the importance of securing our aqueducts.
I see you have a T-shirt on with a horse crab.
That's right.
Horseshoe crab.
That's right. This is a horseshoe crab, and we bring students and families to Plum Beach and to Lemon Creek to teach about the horseshoe crabs. These are an amazing creature that evolved even before dinosaurs were around, over 400 million years ago, and still today.
Still around.
That's right. They're calling around Pelham Bay, Jamaica Bay, Princess Bay, and Staten Island. And they're an incredible animal, and actually they serve to help humans as well because their blood is used, or a portion of their blood is used in hospitals to detect pathogens.
Wow.
So they're an incredible animal. They're an important part of the ecosystem. Their eggs are eaten by migrating birds. So they're an important part of the ecosystem and that whole ecology. And they're just an incredible animal because they look like creatures from outer space. So
we could do a total show on that, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you're working in all these areas: the High Bridge, Ridgewood, Jerome Park, Central Park, Silver Lake, Plum Beach, Lemon Creek, and Baisley Pond Park.
That's right. We have 8 field sites for our school programs, and they're across the 5 boroughs. In fact, there are 5 reservoirs, 1 in each borough, which is great because that way we can work with schools all over the city.
Excellent.
In addition to that, we have 2 shore sites, Lemon Creek, which is in Staten Island, and Plum Beach, which is in Brooklyn.
Great.
And the High Bridge is our 8th site, and we're very excited about the tour coming up next week with Brian.
Let's talk about that tour.
Sure.
So what's going to look like? Where are we going to meet?
We'll meet on the Manhattan side and in front of the High Bridge Rec Center, which is actually part of a swimming pool. And that swimming pool used to be a reservoir.
Oh, wow.
That was part of the water system. And in
Wow.
1936, Robert Moses, who was the Parks Commissioner back then, converted that reservoir into the swimming pool that it is today.
He's made a lot of changes in New York, huh?
Yes, he's the creator of the modern city and did a lot of work on pools and parks and roads and bridges and on and on. But
what's that
yes.
area next to where we're going to meet for the walk?
Sure, that's High Bridge, Manhattan, which is close to Washington Heights. And we'll walk across the bridge to High Bridge, Bronx. And as we go, we'll tell the story of the building of the bridge and how the city grew as a direct result of having access to clean and reliable water.
And you created this event to have people learn what?
To learn about the High Bridge and to highlight the importance of clean water to the city and the thought and resources that go into our water system. The High Bridge is a monument to the city. It's the oldest standing bridge in the city, and it's a worthy monument to maintain, and we're very happy that the city did such a thorough and beautiful renovation of it.
Matt, you guys are like a wealth of information. You know, like a history of a lot of different things in our city.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you. The water system, because everybody drinks water, touches so many different parts of the city and its story. It allowed the city to grow. It supported all the immigrants coming in. The immigrants, starting with the Irish, built the Croton Aqueduct, and then the second Croton Aqueduct was built largely by Italian immigrants, and on and on. And so it's very much, the story of New York City is very much tied with its water system.
Any pamphlets or anything, or booklets that you guys have put together, that or website we can go to?
So we do have a website, and it's www.nych20.org.
And a lot of that information is right there.
And a lot of the information is right there, and we invite everybody to visit it and see all our programs coming up. But we're especially excited about the High Bridge Tour coming up next Thursday, July 20th.
You've got to come back and show some pictures and some videos.
I look forward to it.
There you go. Give him a big round of applause, everybody. Matt Molina, director and founder, NYCH20.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Come back again, okay?
Of course.
We have to take a quick break right here, but we'll be right back. We're open.
Coming to you from our BronxNet studios, 4 new shows highlighting some of the best of the Bronx has to offer. We sit down with political leaders on In the District and discuss local legislation, events, and issues. See how the community and business come together with The Bronx Now on BronxNet. Nosotros features leaders from our Latino community. Meet those who are moving to make a difference in public service, business, arts, and culture. Looking for new and exciting dining experiences? Then you'll want to savor the Bronx and try new restaurants and eateries that fill the borough with delicious dishes. We have it all, so experience the Bronx in new and fresh ways on BronxNet.
I guess sometimes things just happen. Devastating things. Your whole world changes in an instant. That's what happened to me the day my mother had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke fast.
If you want to stay in the know about the latest happenings en español, check out Diálogo Abierto, BronxNet's own Spanish show, Wednesdays, 6:30 p.m. on Channel 67. The latest in news, arts, culture, politics, and what's going on in your neighborhood. Diálogo Abierto, the best way to stay connected in Spanish. See you there. Te esperamos.
Open up your books to page 360.
Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
About inspirational quotes.
You gotta believe in yourself. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at getschool.com.
Behold, the angry giant. Behold the angry giant. Behold the angry giant. Behold the angry giant. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
My name is Osvaldo Adames. I grew up in the Bronx and went to school right here at the Bronx School for Law, Government, and Justice. In the 7th grade, I hadn't given college that much thought. But all of that changed when I entered the Bronx Institute at Lehman College's Gear Up program. Gear Up helped simplify the entire college application process, helping me prepare for the SATs and organizing college visits and open houses. Last year, I graduated from Hamilton College in upstate New York with a major in mathematics and a minor in Mandarin Chinese. Now, I'm a teacher at my old middle school. I think back to 7th grade, and I honestly had no idea how much help Gear Up would be. They offered me the support I needed to succeed. If you're enrolled in Gear Up, talk to your academic coach or visit the Bronx Institute at www.thebronxinstitute.org for more information.
And welcome back, everybody. Hey, you know, on August the 5th, a celebration of Ghana is going to take place. And, well, it's going to be nice. It's going to be in the Bronx. And joining us with the details, we have Catherine Cujo. We welcome you to the show.
Thank you.
Yes. Tell us, you're from Ghana?
Yes.
Or are you from the U.S.?
I'm from Ghana, but now I'm naturalized. I'm American, Ghanaian
right.
American.
West Africa.
Yes.
All right. Tell us about some of the wonderful things that you're doing in our community.
Okay. Currently, I'm the president of the National Ghana Parade Council. And we've been hosting the Ghana Parade and Festival at Crotona for the past 8 years. And
it's getting bigger and bigger, right?
It's getting bigger.
Yeah.
We're working, you know, it's not easy.
I know.
You have to pull here and there. But our main goal for this festival or the parade is to show the culture of Africa or Ghanaians in the diaspora, to bring the next generation, our children, grandchildren to come, that we have a culture. Because sometimes people mistaken the African and the continent and the country.
Yeah.
So they said, "Oh, you're from Africa." Yes, I'm from Africa, but specifically
there's a
from
number of countries in
That's
Africa.
correct.
Yes.
So this is a Ghanaian culture, but we try to invite different African countries to come and celebrate, and we learn from each other, and it also helps us to build a better community and understanding. So that's what I've been doing. Also, you know, activists, when something is going on in our community, we all come together to support it.
And it's important for youngsters to grow up knowing where our people have been, where they are, and know where they're going. You know, to know the history.
Right.
And know about their ancestors, and know about the country.
And not only that, per se, this event brings everybody together, because once you know your neighbor, it is difficult to do something, you know, funny, because you know, oh, this is Mr. and Mrs. So-so son or daughter. Oh, I know you. If you know each other, you know, like I would say, some odd activities that is not appropriate in the community is very hard, because somebody knows your parent.
Yeah.
And somebody can discipline you at anywhere. That's
the way it used to be. You know, everybody growing up in the hood, it was okay and understood that parents can discipline the youngsters no matter where they go. If I'm the parent of a child and they walk over into your area, you know, you're allowed to discipline them and straighten them up if they're doing something wrong.
Right, so that's something that we promote in the National Ghana Parade, and that's our main goal, to install in the youth that it's not only your parents that are your parent, but any elderly in the community can tell you, can straighten you, or can discipline you in a way. So when you're doing something else, I don't say my mom or my dad is not there. Because any elderly around can teach you that, hey, this is not right, and you have to respect, because that's how we were brought up.
Yes, and help you to remember and understand right from wrong.
Right.
So what's going to be there? What's going to happen? You got the walk, and You have all these things. Give us a picture. Paint a picture.
The picture is easy. I think last year, I'm not sure whether your station was there, but we tried to do the parade, but we figure out, we don't want to walk, our knee hurts. So this year we're doing the festival.
Okay.
We bring in different cultural performance. We have our dignitaries there to give us the message that's, going on in the community. We're going to start from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. August 5th at Crotona Park between Crotona Avenue and Claremont Parkway. So that's where the event is going to be, and it's going to be great. And also, we're going to have a health screening. Bronx Lebanon Hospital will be there. Health First, you name all the health sectors will be there, because most of our people, we come here, hustle, bustle, busy schedule. We don't, the checkup, we try to avoid it. So we are coming to them and say, hey, this is for you, and check your health status, because it's very important. Don't wait too late to get to there. You don't wait.
Because, during these health fairs, you spoke about Health First. I was working with them doing something out in the community. It was on like a health tour, so to speak, in the different boroughs. And they have found people who have come to these health fairs for screenings with immediate, they had problems that needed immediate attention.
Right.
Like somebody was going to have a stroke, they had too much blockage going on, and we had to send them to the emergency room. So those health fairs are very, very beneficial. So, but in everything that you're doing, you got to come with the good food. Tell us about the good food.
Okay, everybody knows about jollof, Ghana jollof. We have different food over there. And the beauty of it is that families come with their own food, so you can walk to any family and say, what do you have? And they'll give it to you. We have kenke, we have wache, we have jollof rice, we have plantain, we call it ampesi, and spinach. It's going to be fun.
How come you didn't bring any today?
Next time when I'm coming, I'm going to make you a jollof.
Oh, okay.
Right.
You make the best?
I can't say the best. You have to tell me.
Okay.
I don't have to, show off. You have to tell me.
Phyllis, the next time she comes, you got to bring some, and we'll taste it right here on the set.
Right.
And have a little party before the party.
That's correct. So it's going to be great this year, and we're looking forward, big turnout and numbers to come, not just to socialize, but to benefit, like I said, from the health screening. Because most of the immigrants here don't have the health, coverage, and this will help them. And Bronx Lebanon Hospital have the diaspora clinic that takes everybody in. So that's why we're trying to spread the word that
no matter what,
it
takes everybody in.
Nobody's
don't be afraid. Come on in. Nobody's going to stop you or question you. Yeah,
that's correct.
That's good. You have a website where we can take a look?
Yeah, www.GhanaParadeCouncil.org.
There you go. Give her a big hand, everybody. Catherine Cudjoe.
Thank you.
What's it? Kimama Show. You have a show?
Yes.
You didn't tell us about that. All right. So we'll check out more on your show.
Yeah.
Is it on Channel 67 or?
Oh, no, you're online. And
online
we have
show?
Amansan Radio, also the Ghanaian radio station in the Bronx.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. The Ghana Cultural Festival, August the 5th. Check it out. Catherine Cudjoe. She's got it going on, and we're all going to come down and check you out, all right?
Thank you.
All right.
And I'll see you.
All right, we've got to take a quick break right here, but coming up next, we'll take a look at the work to create awareness against violence. That's all coming up next.
Every time I hear the alarm bell go off in school, I think it's an air raid.
A lot of houses in our neighborhood have been destroyed. I like to close my ears and sing songs whenever the bombs come close.
I'm worried our new neighbors won't like us.
But I know it's all gonna be worth it. I just want my family to be safe. But these are not my words.
These are not my words.
These are not my words.
My name is Osvaldo Adames. I grew up in the Bronx and went to school right here at the Bronx School for Law, Government, and Justice. In the 7th grade, I hadn't given college that much thought. But all of that changed when I entered the Bronx Institute at Lehman College's Gear Up program. Gear Up helped simplify the entire college application process, helping me prepare for the SATs and organizing college visits and open houses. Last year, I graduated from Hamilton College in upstate New York with a major in mathematics and a minor in Mandarin Chinese. Now, I'm a teacher at my old middle school. I think back to 7th grade, and I honestly had no idea how much help Gear Up would be. They offered me the support I needed to succeed. If you're enrolled in Gear Up, talk to your academic coach or visit the Bronx Institute at www.thebronxinstitute.org for more information.
I guess sometimes things just happen. Devastating things. Your whole world changes in an instant. That's what happened to me the day my mother had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke fast.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Searching for help with Dachshund breeding.
No.
Let me try. Sarah's bright, but when she's reading, she has trouble sounding out words.
Playing world music.
What?
I give up.
Wait, I was trying to show you how Sarah feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
And welcome back. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS in New York and Opens Channel 67. Got a whole lot more for you. Our next guests are from the Bronx Social Center. They join us today for a look at their work in the community. We have Shelly-Ann Rodriguez and Danielle Robles.
Shalene.
Roll the tongue.
Daniela.
Shalene.
Shalene.
Yeah. See, Shalene Rodriguez. Rodriguez.
Oh, Rodriguez. Whichever you prefer.
Yes. And my girl, Daniela Robles.
Robles.
All right, I'll roll the tongue on that one. Robles.
Yes.
Tell us about the wonderful things that you guys are doing.
Well, the Bronx Social Center, which is located on 970 Prospect and 164th, is a little basement. We started this center about 2 years ago.
A whole lot of that out of that little basement, though.
We do a lot of work out of this little basement. So we are not a nonprofit organization. This is all volunteer local Bronxites who run this space. One of the longest activities or like events or like workshops that we run out of the space would be our martial arts that we do there.
Yeah, you do too?
I don't take the martial arts classes, but we offer it to the community. It's intergenerational.
All right, she's in. You
I've taken it once.
I got a spot for you
but
on
it's
the
a
floor.
great class.
Like of the 2 years that we've been running out of the space, which is like epic, right? Because we don't have funding.
Wow.
We sort of just do it all on our own, that we can actually maintain the space after 2 years.
Yeah, how do you do that with no funds?
Just dedicated time. Sometimes people like donate money to us.
They donate the space.
To the space, and so we're able to, but we come out of pocket a lot, you know. But you know, 2 years.
You have a GoFundMe fund?
I believe we do.
I believe we do, yes.
Which is on the website.
Yes. We also get folks from the community to volunteer for us.
Well, you need some funds in order to.
Well, you know, we find that
operate.
we try to stay away from like nonprofit models. The Bronx is inundated in nonprofit models, which sometimes ends up conflicting with your goals. So, but not to go down that road too much. One of the things we run is the martial arts program. We run, we have an amazing people's library. The library has a significant amount of books on Bronx history, Black and Latino history, Marxist history, political education.
Yes, history on local activism in New York City. So we really want to teach people about political struggles that have been happening in the Bronx and in New York City.
Yeah, that pertain to us. No, we're open all around,
time,
and the space is not just for young people. It's an intergenerational space. So people in the building come down, borrow books. Whenever they return them at their own leisure. There's a couch there. People just hang out. Students hang out. Young people hang out.
My father always said, "Stay in school," and this is one of the ways that he didn't mean stay enrolled in an institution or anything like that, but always educate yourself.
Right.
You know?
Absolutely.
Pick up something and wave it. Pick up something and read it. You know.
So we try to create that environment. Other things that we do in the space is we run art workshops.
Yes.
We actually did have a freedom school for young people, our first inaugural year there, where, again, Black and Latino history, political education, and then this past semester, we ran a after-school program where high school students came to the space and learned the people's history of the Bronx for credit.
Yeah.
And that was great. And really, like, political organizing is something, and education is something that we focus on at the Bronx Social Center.
That's great.
So currently, some of the things that we're organizing around is rezoning and gentrification and displacement of poor and working class
What do you mean
communities.
you're organizing around it?
So this is something that we
let
take
people know
on.
about
So we
Yes.
take on things like police violence.
Yeah.
We take on gentrification, which is bombarding the Bronx viciously. And we take on, general displacement. One of the things that is of concern to us right now is the rezoning of Southern Boulevard.
Yes, which
So-
is going to affect, a lot of folks who are living in that area. So we don't just want to provide a space.
Rezoning is a part of the gentrification that's taking place?
Yes.
Well, this is
On
the
Southern
city's. This
Boulevard?
is the city's version of. So gentrification is really something that's associated with private real estate and development.
Right.
But the city is now moving into that sort of business model through rezoning of neighborhoods. So they say, oh, people need affordable housing. They then present de Blasio's bogus housing plan, which.
Did you talk to any of the elected officials about that?
Well, elected officials don't like us, and we don't like them either, because they're not in the service of the people.
We have some elected officials here? Oh, okay. I thought we heard
That's
something in the
okay.
background there.
Hello. They'll probably know us already because we're.
So I thought maybe you could reach out to them and try to help
Well, we don't
you
reach
with-
out to them because
Okay.
we don't believe in them at all. We don't believe in these bogus community boards that they instill. We don't believe in any of that. What we do is we educate our people and we fight for popular control, right? So this past Saturday, we hit the Westchester Avenue and Southern Boulevard section where we spoke to people, we informed them, we educate people on the process of what's happening.
Yeah.
So if I say to you, Bob Lee, I'm not sure if you're from the Bronx, but Crotona Park, some of the proposals that the city puts forward, like HPD, is that Crotona Park is underutilized. I don't know about you, but I go to about 4 barbecues at Crotona Park every summer. You can barely lay a blanket down. So then how is this park considered underutilized?
Well, who's saying it's underutilized?
And who is not using it that you care is using it? Because for us, it's completely utilized. We've been using it since I was a teenager.
The city is saying that it's underutilized.
The city is saying that.
Right,
So-
and this is just impetus for them to move in and restructure, kick out businesses that have been there to build their own, and this just opens the floodgate for creating a Brooklyn situation, which is completely gentrified, or Harlem, our cousin Harlem, right across the water, here in the Bronx. So our work is to educate the public.
People, create the awareness, and say, hey,
Absolutely.
heck no, we don't want the gentrification to take place in our areas.
Right, and that means building tenant power. That means collective bargaining as people. That means intergenerational work.
What do you tell the people that say gentrification is good? I'm just playing
Well, that's
devil's advocate.
no, I hear you.
That'll come
That
up.
is something that is said a lot. Now who is saying it? One person that might be saying it is the person who has been in this borough through the fires, through everything, and are like, damn it, I want a nice bookstore and a coffee shop. I do too.
Right.
The problem is this is the revitalization as a carrot stick, because the landlord didn't fix the intercom for 20 years. But now you have college students from Fordham University who are moving in the building, and their parents have a blank check. So now it's time to fix the intercoms. But we never deserved that, right? So that's one side of it. They see new things coming, they see repairs being made, and they're like, wow. But with that comes higher rents, right? So we have to kill that myth.
The higher rents, and then people get squeezed out.
Yes.
People get squeezed out. The second person that might want that is the small business owner. They might say, yeah, I want gentrification. I had a debate with a barbershop owner who said, yeah, let them come. We'll kick out all these people in the projects and I'll charge these white people $40 a haircut. But that's not your customer base. Your customer base is the mom with the 3 kids that everybody get the same Caesar fade with the line, and you make some money. Yeah. And this is like what it is, you know, like be humble, sit down, you know. Those people are not going to come here and get your $40 haircut. They're going to go back downtown to Soho and get their $150 haircut. Right. You know, so it's about educating the public and getting out of that bourgeoisie mentality, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, so we don't just want to provide a community space where we have free programs and free classes, but we also want to tackle the issues that are impacting the South Bronx, especially the working class of the South Bronx, working class people of color.
I get it. Give us we need to talk more, but they're going to wrap us up. Give us where we can get more information. You have a website or?
Yes.
Where can we go? All this stuff is laid out on the website, right?
Yes, www.bronxsocialcenter.org, and you can find us on Instagram. You can find us on Facebook. Yeah, just look us up.
All right, give them a hand, everybody. Shalene Rodriguez, Bronx Social Center. Daniela Robles, Bronx Social Center. Thank you guys for stopping by, all right?
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Wait, don't go anywhere. We have to take a quick break, but stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Well, Thomas, you've got prediabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
Every Monday night at 9, we talk to the borough's movers and shakers about the latest in Bronx politics, education, healthcare, arts and culture, and literally any and everything that's important to the people of the Bronx. There's a reason why Bronxites have been turning to Bronx Talk for more than 20 years, because Bronx Talk is about you and me, the people of the Bronx. So we'll see you Monday night at 9.
Behold the angry giant. Behold the angry giant. Behold the angry giant. Behold the angry giant.
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
We cannot be bystanders.
We can stop to make sure someone is okay.
We can warn someone when their drink isn't safe.
And disrupt the situation.
We can.
Get someone the cab.
Or walk them home safely.
We can make campuses safer for our friends,
our roommates,
our classmates, our fellow human beings.
We cannot be bystanders.
We can intervene.
It's on us.
All of us.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
And I can't change, even if I try, even if I wanted to. My love, she keeps me warm. 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 She keeps me warm.
We are neighbors and best friends.
I love my sister.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
Our family is no less than any other family.
And welcome back. Our next guest is the founder of the Cool Nerds Club. That's right. They join us today for a look at their work in our community. We welcome Orrin Barrett to the show. Oren, you got the Cool Nerd shirt on. Where's our shirt? We want to dress up everybody in the audience with the Cool Nerd shirt.
You're calling me out right now. Thank you.
So what makes the Cool Nerd so cool?
What it is, it's a social enterprise, our social goods company. So if you really look at our mission and what we stand for, it's to basically inspire children to monetize and basically go after their passion,
there you
right?
go.
So the way why we do it is we have our 1=1 model, where for every one shirt that is purchased, it equals to 1 hour of mentoring and tutoring.
And I'm asking you to give these shirts away. I got it.
Exactly. So we've been running a pilot right now in Westchester. We're looking to expand the brand. And through our product sale, we've sent 6 college students to the Boys and Girls Club in New Rochelle. And now we're expanding our efforts into New York City, primarily in Harlem, and then eventually Brooklyn and the scale.
And that's the Cool Nerds Club in a nutshell.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
The goal is to expose these kids. I want them to see college students that look like them, talk like them, that will interact with them to inspire them to know that they can go to college as well and see different
What made you
majors.
want to come up with something like this?
I myself didn't know what an engineer was, never heard of it. My mother is a nurse. She said, you're going to be a doctor. I went to college, and in my sophomore to junior year, I was good at math, good at chemistry, and a friend of mine said, consider chemical engineering. I never heard of it. I thought it was an electrician.
Yeah.
So long story short, I had to stay an extra year in college, and since then, became an Intel employee, MIT graduate, investment banker, and I looked at my career path based on the fact that I was an engineer. So I want to make sure that other kids know that there's so many other career opportunities available to them than what's in their neighborhood.
So you became a cool nerd in college?
I became a cool nerd in college, yeah. And it's since then too as well, my career path. So it's about, especially too, science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. We call it STEAM, commonly known as STEM. The goal is to really expose these children to the career opportunities that are available in that career path.
Is this a nonprofit?
No.
No,
Think
this is
of
for profit.
Are you familiar with Tom Shoes?
Yes.
All right, you buy a pair, they donate a pair to a child in the third world nation.
Yes.
Warby Parker, you buy a pair of glasses. Similar model. The only thing is that we're taking it as a product for service more than product for product.
There you go.
That's it.
All right. So you're out here educating people, letting people know about your mission, what you're doing. Talk about the mission.
The mission is really, like I said, something from the heart, something I believe in. Originally, we started off as an apparel line, right? But we realized that, you know what, the shirt can have more than just that. Granted, yes, it's a billboard that communicate, yes, I'm a cool nerd. But behind each shirt, again, it's like I said, you unlock a mentor and tutor. The other side that we have is our workshops that we're doing right now that we're scaling. I gave you my background, MIT graduate, investment banker, et cetera.
Yeah.
So now I start to do speaking engagements to children. That has now started to expand as now we're going to Harlem where we have corporations, namely Microsoft, who will be sponsoring a speaker tour in the Harlem community. So that's something that we're doing. So we're coming to Harlem in September and really let the world know about the brand. Our pilot has been amazingly successful. We've partnered with amazing schools in Westchester, and we're taking all that energy and get ready, New York City. We're coming.
Get ready, New York City, Harlem, Harlem World. We're coming to you.
That's our first stop. Harlem's our first
and
stop.
You have a number of programs that you're working with. Right?
Yeah, so we
Talk about those programs.
Well, the main program right now that we're partnering with is the Boys and Girls Club. That's the main one. We just wanted one organization that we can grow with steadily that can receive our tutors, college students. We've already began talks with NYU, Barry Manhattan Community College, and Columbia, and FIT. We're going to get those college students to be involved in what we're doing. We pay these students from product sales to go to these schools.
Great.
So just think about the impact that's going to happen to our kids.
Yeah, creating little entrepreneurs
yes,
also.
Well, hey, that's what I am.
and what's your personal story? You told us a little bit about that, but what happened before that
kind of
connects you to this whole thing?
You know, it was one of the things that happened. I was in investment banking, and I looked at all the guys that had so much money, right? I mean, we could talk about it for days. Yeah. But at the same time, when the financial crisis happened, they were worried about being laid off, and I didn't see any security in the sense of how they were putting their money to work. I started, after basically rebounding and started working at Credit Suisse, started investing my money into various ventures. This was one. And it was always something that I wanted to do, was to be an entrepreneur. But I didn't know what it was, right? And until I went to business school and saw my classmates starting companies and selling them for 172 million, 540 million, I'm like, hold on. They're no different than me. I can do the same. So that kind of inspired me to say, let me try and take my own venture. And this venture that I invested in, I felt that I had a better energy to push it forward based on my background. And I'm a cool nerd.
There you go. You gotta be cool. And it's cool to be a cool nerd.
Yes.
I was talking to a young man who started a business. He had a bunch of businesses,
Yes.
and he said it was cool to have a bunch of businesses. His name was Percy Sutton. He started WBLS.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And he says, people think I'm a jack of all trades and a master of none.
Yeah.
Because I own so many businesses. He said, but it's all business.
Yeah.
And he was talking about streams of income. He said, I keep 7 or 8 businesses because if 1 or 2 or even 3 fail, I'm still in business.
Yep.
What do you say to that?
I absolutely agree. Especially a lot of my friends in corporate America, I always tell them about supplemental income. Having something on the side that you can know it can generate something that complements either what you're doing or basically at least support it in some way. For me right now, as my first go in this, it's one of the biggest struggle as, you ever seen those horses where they have the blinders, right?
Yeah.
That's the hardest thing for entrepreneurs. You hear new things, new ideas come along, you can get distracted. For me right now, it's just buckling down on one thing and just staying and become the master of that just for that period of time until this one venture takes off.
Yes.
Then, of course, I look at doing other things. There's so many things under the Cool Nerd umbrella that we're looking to do, from technology and apps, apparel like I speak on, speaking engagement. But like I said, right now we're just focusing on the core things that we can take until I become that jack of all trades.
There you
can
go.
really diversify. But yeah, I tell everyone, this process here really tests your faith. Right, and it depends. You can have all the capital behind you. It is a leap of faith. It is, and everyone thinks it's about money, and I tell them it's not, because I had the money too, and we made the mistakes. And now when I have no money, I have more support, because they say that necessity is the mother of all invention.
It's a different thing, you know. You can be rich in many different areas. You know?
I agree.
This is an area that you feel rich, you feel healthy, you feel proud, you feel, you know, this is something that I like doing. I got freedom in this. This is what I enjoy doing. It's not a job.
Yep.
It's something that I'm passionate about.
Exactly, and it's taken everything that I've learned. Engineering, you learn project management. When I was a manager at Intel, I learned how to manage people. I'm taking all those energy in the business school training, putting it all together. And like you said, that freedom to express yourself, but also knowing that I have a business that's going to impact lives. And that's what I'm looking forward to. I want to be, like I said, Tom Shoes is $872 million in sales. We're going to be the urban version of that company.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
And
Let's
anytime
speak
you got a new idea, come by here and let everybody know.
Well, I'll let you know how our Harlem launch goes. Yeah, definitely. Thank you so
know,
much. Appreciate it.
We're going to do some things.
All right.
But give us a website where we can go for more information and find out what you're doing.
www.coolnerdclub. That's with a K, coolnerdclub.com. We're getting ready. We're going forward right now. And
what do you say to the other cool nerds?
Hey,
the other nerds.
The other nerds, be cool.
Yeah, and get involved with us.
Get involved with us, definitely.
Thank you so much. Give a big round of applause, everybody. Orrin Barrett, founder. Cool Nerd Club is in the house. Yeah! All right, unfortunately, that's all the time that we have for today's show. I'd like to thank all of our guests and you for joining us, for tuning in and checking it all out. If you missed any part of today's show, well, you can tune into the recablecast of Open at 5 and 10 p.m. or watch anytime on the web at bronxnet.org or catch an all-new episode Wednesday at 10 a.m. with our host, Darren Jaime. For all of us here at BronxNet, have a great and enjoyable day, and always remember this: what you are is God's gift to you, and what you make of yourself is your gift to God. So choose your choice and let your choice control the chooser. Be a cool nerd. I got you covered. Catch you on the radio over 107.5 WVLS tonight. I love you all. Peace.